All right, so today's goal is to use this Graco Magnum X7 airless sprayer, and we are going to be painting our house today. We're going to be painting it a white, and the first thing we're going to do is swap out the hose. So we used this the other day to paint our garage, but because we're working outside on the full front of the house, got the longer 50-foot hose. We also got this extension, and that'll help us reach higher up in the corners and everything like that. We've also purchased this spray shield, and what we did to kind of prepare for this, and I really can't stress enough that masking off everything and just taking the extra time to do all of this right will make the biggest difference when you're done. But anyways, with one of these spray shields, you're going to be spraying and there's going to get paint on this. So what we did is we actually ran a strip of exterior paint tape on here so that when we're going like this, we can still spray, get good coverage, but if there is any paint on this edge, it's not going to be marking up the side of the house. And then same thing up top, we put one there so then we can slide that in and get the paint we need. Also brought out a step so that we can walk back and forth a little easier than a ladder. I'll probably have Alexa helping with the ladder to hold the shield. But yeah, the most time consuming thing is definitely taping up everything, but that is the most important. I also went in and trimmed down by all the stones, and that will help along here as well. That you don't get overspray, you can kind of spray a little bit further in and then go touch up anything at the very end. But yeah, same trim tape there, so everything is ready to go, and now we'll get started on the sprayer. All right, so they give you a pretty good set of instructions. What we're gonna do is put in the main tube into the paint, run the second one into our overflow, and this is just gonna clear out any oil we have in there from when the pump was set up. Depending on the paint you're using, you'd either use water in a bucket to transfer over, or you could use mineral spirits. So we used this just the other day. So we're gonna drop this into the bucket, prime it, which this is up in the prime position, and then when we're spraying, we're gonna knock this down. That'll push paint into the hose, and we'll be able to go from there. So first we're just gonna stir our paint and get this thing primed. All right, so we've got that in our paint. You're gonna press this twice. There's just a ball bearing in there that it kind of moves out of the way so that it can prime. We're going to turn this on. You'll see paint come up there and head out our drain tube. All right, so we've got the line primed, and we actually turned this up quite a bit because of the fact that we have our 50 and 25 hose put together. That way we have enough pressure. And then you're just gonna wanna start, and you're gonna keep your nozzle about 12 inches away. And instead of turning left and right, you're gonna follow your stroke. That way you get a nice even coat of paint. And then this house will be white. And so the other thing we did, we have a few sheets of cardboard that we can just set in there. And then when she is holding this in place, you'll have that extra protection. Even though it's just the rocks and the grass, you want to keep it clean so it'll look good when we're done. All right, so we've got the first coat on the back of the house, and it's looking good. Taping everything and keeping the paper down has helped keep the overspray off everything. Still got this little section over here. I gotta tape this window still. And then we have the front of the house. It's also gotten its first coat. So overall, super happy with the sprayer so far. Definitely the stone is taking up a lot more paint, so we're gonna go ahead and hit that with a second coat, and we'll see how it looks. All right, so we've got started on the second coat on everything, and it's starting to look good. We added 2 more gallons into our 5-gallon bucket. That way we can just keep operating out of that. But yeah, everything is trimmed up tight, nice, and we're almost done. So once we get that final coat, we will go ahead and pull the tape from that. And then tomorrow in the afternoon, we'll bring in just a little touch-up brush and see if there's any stuff on the edge that we kind of need to clean up. But after we finish doing the second coat, I'll go over cleaning out the paint sprayer so that everyone knows kind of what to do once you're done with your project. Wrap it up and make sure that stays in good condition so that's ready for your next project. All right, so now that it's time to clean it, we've lifted the tube and drain tube out of the paint to let all the rest that was in there drip out. And now we do have 75 feet of hose that still has paint in it. So we can actually save that by, we're gonna fill this bucket full of water, and it's gonna suction up, and then it's gonna push all of that, and we're gonna put that back into our bucket. And once the water arrives through the hose, we'll see that, and we'll turn it and put it into our waste bucket. Then from there, they have an adapter that's gonna go on the bottom of this, and we'll be able to flush all of this with water. All right, so with that hooked to the hose, it'll run water all the way through the system. And then when you release this, you can see we've got just water coming out. So you're just gonna wanna let this run for a little bit to flush out all of your hose. All right, and that's pretty much wraps up how you clean it. What we're gonna do after this is just wipe off all the hoses, and then we'll go ahead and scrub the parts. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty simple sprayer to use. Covers a lot of area really quick. And if you're doing it right, your prep time and everything is definitely longer than the time that it takes to paint. What do you think?
I think you have paint on your
I
face.
do. Yeah, so what we're gonna do now that we've got the cleanup part pretty much done is go ahead and remove all of our tape and see if our house looks better or if I destroyed it. So hang on while we get all of this torn down, and we'll see you guys when it's done. All right, so now it is time for the big reveal. We did decide to go ahead and put black shutters back on the house. So those are all new, but go ahead and check it out. We are super happy with how it came out. Looks great. Paint sprayer was super easy to use. And yeah, we definitely would have been out here a lot longer without having that. And yeah, everything came out really clean. Everything down below is awesome. So shutters definitely gave it a better look. And we also came in during this project and stained our fence black. But yeah, overall we are super happy with how it came out. Also the chimneys, my dad came by and he stuccoed those, and we painted the vent pipes up top black so they kind of blend in. Just a fresh coat on everything. Super happy. And then also here on the brick, we turned that black, so that looks nice as well. But yeah, all over, super happy with it. We've got new screens coming in for the windows, so those will be nice and black as well. To thank you again for watching, and if you ever want to take on one of these projects, I highly recommend it. It is totally doable. Just take plenty of time to tape and you will be all set.